Very clever car placement going on here between both Brock and Brodie. Supreme performances as they all search for grip in places where you would not think it would be. He gets right onto the back of his Queensland rival here now. He's all over the rear bumper and tries to get traction. He's going to go and try to get around the outside, but can he get a turn? Yes is the answer.
Concrete.
Unbelievable job. He found some grip out there and closed the sail.
Concrete.
Nice job. Yep. Concrete did the job. The expert rasp on the tyre, and that was impressive. Have a go at the conditions. It's rotten out there at the moment. It is bucketing down. They'd much prefer to be on a Dunlop wet tyre. That is not going to happen. So Reynolds makes a mistake into 4. The battle is on here. Look at Wood down the inside. And he's got Kai Allen trying to get into this. And in fact, they've got past. So nice work. How's this? Oh, you do not want to have 2 in the dirt down there. And so he returns serve, Kai Allen. Will Brown gets a little bit of hip and shoulder in the process and drops it down into 4th position. Unbelievable battle for position number 2. Feeney off the hook for the moment.
Big moment there with Kai Allen and Ryan Wood. And to give Kai Allen credit there, he was not giving that away. He absolutely held his ground. 2 young blokes going for it at this venue. That was wild because the water off the edge of the road there, if they go into the grass, they go in the tyre wall.
Ryan Wood up on the outside at turn 3 from 250 kilometres an hour. They're racing hard. They do not want to drop a spot. They don't fully have tyre tempered pressure at the moment. The rubbing is on.
No matter where you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help. Joe's always got a few jobs going on, so I help supply materials through every stage of the build and work out the best ways to complete the job.
James is always one step ahead and he's always got our back.
Fastest lap of the race belongs to Mostert at present. Meantime, Thomas Randall is torturing the back of Ryan Wood, and he's up the inside. He's almost got that thing on the grass on the run down towards turn number 1. It's a full-blown Mustang drag race into the braking area down here at 1. Woody goes out wide. They are literally side by side, and eventually Wood yields, tries to get a crisscross manoeuvre going, because if he can stick that thing up the inside, he'll make life hard at turn 3. That was seriously a feeler gauge margin when they came out the other side. And there's a tiny little bit of touching and rat-a-tat-tat coming out of turn 3 and into 4. What an impressive battle between those 2.
And what about down at turn 6? Just not able to get through 5 quite as well, but his braking is very good down there at 6. So there, that was pretty wild. Very willing between those 2 at turn 1, 2 and 3.
Tim Slade was the leader. He's now in. Scott Pye out of position number 2. He's into the lane as well. And there was contact between these 2 on the previous lap, I understand, in the braking area going into turn 6. So they've got a serious little battle going here at the moment in their arm wrestle. So this is what I spoke about, where there was a bit of contact between these 2 on the previous lap. We were calling, getting all energised about the live battle between them, and this is just prior. And then ultimately, we saw that manoeuvre down at the other end of the racetrack. But these 2 have been having a vigorous brawl.
It does demonstrate that Randall is really aggressive in this battle for staying in the top 10 for the final series. Because remember, Ryan Wood is currently 9th and Thomas is 10th. And the way that Will Brown was able to get involved in that actually helped Feeney massively. Waters runs into 6. He's only got 2 spots now. He's got over the hill and into turn 8. He's not close enough to put a move on here, but he does come off turn 8 better than Feeney. Can he fire down at the Mostert spot and get into the last corner on the inside?
They're wearing each other's cars at the moment through turn 8 for the very last time. Brock Feeney is our leader. It will be a desperate lunge by Waters when they get up to the final couple of corners. There is nothing in it. And he gets right onto the rear bumper again and tries to get up the inside. It's going to be on, it's going to be on, it's going to be on. He goes down the inside. This is an extraordinary conclusion to this motor race. I think that Feeney might just hang on. What an absolute rip of the race. But he's coming down there. Oh my goodness, it's been a change. To that motor race. I am blown away. I am blown away by what I have just seen. Oh my goodness me. By the margin of 0.030. I would not have thought that was possible at the last corner.
No way. Absolutely no way. How's the side draft?
I knew this was going to happen down here in those last couple of corners, giving him a tickle up. And then Will's there as well. But I thought at this stage that was it, but the benefit of the side draft he called it a moment ago, I thought, okay, Feeney might get there, and at this point, he just scoots down the inside and snatches victory. Oh my goodness me. That has blown my brain.
Oh my God.
How is that?
What
That's
a cool
dead set
finish.
Lightning McQueen finish, that one.
Watch this. This will be the reaction.
Yeah. Yes. Simon Brookhouse, Sam Potter, the men and women. Rod Nash is like, oh my goodness.
Get the security guard.
That's seriously, that's one of the best motor races of all time. Kostecki is swamping Chaz Mostert, whose tyres have clearly seen their best.
Have a look at the lap times. So his fastest lap is a 28.63. The last lap was a 31.6. So 3 seconds slower.
Here we go. Here we go. Down the inside, forces the issue at turn 5, and Kostecki to the lead. You could sense it coming, and he just demanded that he was going through there. Make way. Here we go. We've got 5 remaining at Sandown. We've been racing for an hour and 31 minutes. And Wood goes full defence down the inside. That makes him pretty slow through the mid-corner. Up on the outside goes Brown. He's trying every trick in the book. Now he goes to the outside of turn 2, switches across to the other side. Ryan hangs on. The two of them throw them over the top of the curbs at 2, 3, and then 4. Right here was where Woody got crossed up last time. A bit wiser this time to keep the thing straight and the traction nice.
I reckon he's got to plunge it down the inside of turn 4. If he's going to get him, he's got to do it somewhere that we don't really recognise. He won't get him in the traditional spots. And what Ryan's also got to do is not cover so hard. He doesn't need to go all the way to the inside and have to run over all the rubber debris so far offline.
What this has done, it's given a cushion to Mostert. It's now 2.3 seconds between first and second. This is exactly what Mostert is hoping for.
Yep, so the drive traction, we heard the wheel spin.
Yeah, keep focusing on the drive.
Intentional teams, bad sportsmanship flag to car 1 for exceeding track limits.
So now he can't do that. So the track limit issue is a problem for Will Brown. He's been warned about it there on the race management channel. The officials have said you've used all your lives up. He's almost alongside the way into 2. He can't get around there. But I reckon there's a dive down the inside here that's on.
There could be one
this
here
is the one.
on the run to turn 4, and there's side-to-side contact, and it's on. It's on the run out of turn 4.
Got it.
And Brown gets up one spot after a real tough run and a real rough up. And now we've got a chase on for the lead between Hill and Payne as Cam just goes down into turn 1 and closes off any margin, but he might be vulnerable here. We've got a bird's eye view of what could be a change for the lead as they approach turn number 2. Payne's on the wrong side of the road. He has to clear the throttle. That allows Randall to have a sniff at this as well as they continue to work on the run towards the right-hander at 4, and he's got his nose up in there. He pushes and shoves. There's rocks and rubber flying everywhere, and Payne is now the new leader. Hill displaced, and now Randall gets his elbows into the game, and he might be into position 2.
And Ryan Wood. So there's a form and orderly cue because he's tried to fire himself down the inside afterwards also. That could not have been better positioning for us to see the drama through turn 2, 3 and 4. We were right there with a bird's eye view to watch the chaos of those flowing right-left slalom corners and the way that Matt Payne was able to get by in the end.
There we go. This is it. So he'll need to come through turn 8 and get down the inside at turn 9. This is a big moment in this car race. Fire down there. No, he's been blocked. No, he's come from outside. He's done a magnificent job of going from right out the back to running in wide and has got through. That's an aggressive pass. We talk about his qualifying. That is a Van Gisbergen-like pass. Well done.
And Wood just wiped the wall on the exit. So that was awkward for him. That was a big move there for Feeney. So you talked about the fact that it would equalise as they progressed through the lap. One with a cold tyre, one with an already warm tyre. And Waters got a bit of pressure here from Matt Payne at the moment.
So one mate, keep pressing on, push on hard into it.
And he's got that challenging task here of trying to hold his position and keep a pretty vigorous competitor at bay.
Yeah, Payne's going to have a dive. He'll have a dive here. He's had a good run off there. Oh, and he's blocked him, and he's done a Scott McLaughlin on Frosty. He's arrived down the inside with the wheels locked. He's able to regain control of the car and get down there. That is a bold move by Matt Payne, but beautifully done. Watch this. Cam's mid-track. He almost hit the fence on the left-hand side. The track's dirty out there. He was able to stop the car and get it to the apex. We're on board now with Cam. Watch this. So he almost clips him, gets right over to the fence on the left-hand side, turns it in, and because he was going so slow, Cam couldn't turn back.
Well, he does clip him, and that's what displaced the rear guard. So watch this. Wow.
That is wild.
And that could have ended up in big-time tears. Another millimetre slightly wrong there, and that would have got pretty damn messy. Anybody could win this race today.
Yep.
Anybody can win it. It is wide open. We've been racing for 2.5 hours. We've got a long way to go. The Red Bull cars are lying astern at the moment. They're 7th and 8th. The conditions are getting worse. It's pretty much on target. We expected things to get ropey around 2 o'clock, and it's slippery up there. They're on a slick tyre, but they'll hang on as long as they can in these conditions. And the leader's up. Kostecki's gone off the road. This is going to gift the lead to Waters. Brodie made a mistake. He did look like he was barely hanging on. He's gone from 1st to 2nd to 3rd, but he now argues the case down the inside and he reclaims 2nd. But Ojeda wants to make a fight out of this. Brodie hangs on. Now he's on the attack. Dives it up the inside and they make contact into turn 1. Waters and Kostecki have got a fight to the death going on with 96 to go.
And Jamie Whincup was completely out of control in the braking area. There's 6 cars within 3 or 4 car lengths. That was unbelievable. And Brodie's now accelerating by him. He's got a little side draft. What happens in the braking area at turn 2? The inside run for Waters might be powerful here. He gets it. Brodie's going to have to fall back in behind. Holdsworth now 3rd.
Have a look at the slide for Waters. He went full sprint car spec through the right-hander at turn 2. Brodie went from 1st to 2nd to 3rd, argued the case, got to 2nd and is back in the battle for the lead. He's on the outside here of Waters. He's got better traction and he's grabbed the lead. Can you believe this, Australia? Kostecki is back in the lead. Waters is going punch for punch. Somebody's going to end up in a wall if they're not careful. Waters, Kostecki. How about Holdsworth in 3rd? Ojeda, somewhat of a rookie in this caper, is in with the heavyweights. And in behind him at the moment is Lowndes. Then it's Whincup and then Murray. Cam Waters leads the Bathurst 1000. This is a race.
Waters just rounded up Kostecki around the outside at Reed Park. That is just unbelievable. The first move for Kostecki around the outside of the cutting, and then the return of serve for Waters. This is tremendous driving by these 2 blokes at the front. It's out of control. How about this one? This is one of the best exchanges we've ever seen. Kostecki around the outside of Waters there, right? That never gets done, never. Then this one, up under the tree. Waters dives in there, they bump each other. He drives around the outside of him at Salmon Park and parks it in front of him at Reed Park. That never happens. I've never seen a pass at either spot.
So going back to what we were analysing there, and have a look at this. I mean, they're jammed in each other's doors.